This is the King of Pentacles card, and I have to say I was a little bit surprised because it doesn't strike me as any masculine imagery here. As I'm saying that, it's like, what is masculine imagery? But when I looked at the depiction of the original card, it made more sense because the king sits on a throne adorned with like bull symbolism, vines and leaves, etc. around, and then there's a castle in the background, which could be a representation of this idea of the city, and perhaps a city as female. He holds like a pentacle coin in his hand, someone who's very comfortable with worship of the divine feminine and understands how to work with it, with her. So at the top of what is essentially like a Vesica Pisces or a womb type symbol, on the left hand side is this purple newt, which is sort of sleeping, looking very cozy. In the middle there's like 2 or 3 female figures, so I guess that could be like a Holy Trinity type symbolism. There's just the bottom there, which actually looks a bit like a blue watery snake coming across into like this V shape. You could argue that there are faces either side of what is essentially an urn or a vase, but there is this red ethereal figure on the left hand side, which looks female to me, like one of those head coverings that a nun would wear. And then top right, so there's those figures again. So I see at least 3 faces, all looking different ways. But top right is like this purple pinky dragon looking over, keeping an eye on everything. There's actually this sort of blue snake looking up to this dragon, sort of, oh, what should we do? Looks a bit intimidated. Surrounding the vase or urn are these little pink purpley shapes, which actually when you look close, it looks almost like a bunch of people or angels or whatever, all crowded around the outside on both sides. And there's water energy right at the bottom that's sort of coming up into air or spirit. You've got a connection with the earth element and Saturn, Venus and Mercury with this suit of pentacles. What I get with this card is that in order to be the King of Pentacles, in order to become king, you have to have the wisdom or knowledge of the divine feminine, or the good grace of the divine feminine, I guess. And although obviously there's beautiful elements there in the middle and it looks like a beautiful card, there's also this dragon energy and serpent, etc. The idea that she can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. Perhaps you might have to prove yourself worthy of working with that energy and perhaps face the consequences isn't quite the right word, but with this idea of Venus and the mirror of like your thoughts and ideas and actions being reflected back at you and you dealing with that. And for me today, this card is just speaking of taking time to reflect, be calm, perhaps even meditate, connect with the inner self. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.